In this year's golu, we have tried to depict the ancient ritual of yajna, its importance, the different types of yajna, and how we could integrate yajna in our lives. If we may take you to the ritual first, this is the ritual of yajna. I'm sure all of us have known about how a yajna ritual is conducted. Here you see the priests, they are chanting prayers and grain is being offered, ghee is offered into the fire, and once the fire is completely extinguished, after all the grains have been burnt out, the ash which is generated out of the ritual is smeared on the forehead in 3 stripes, and people then go and offer prayers in the temple. Now this is the ritual of yajna. Now what is the significance of this is what we could all learn. This was more brought out by sage Vyasa in the Bhagavad Gita. Vyasa said that yajna, which means worship, is actually testifying sacrifice. He said sacrifice is the way of human life. A man, if he has to elevate himself, has to sacrifice. We get a new meaning of yajna from the Gita. The kund, where the fire is lit, is considered as the field of activity. Now in this field of activity, it speaks about cooperative endeavor. People come and make their offerings into the kund, which means everybody is doing his part of sacrifice. And when the fire is lit, it means that the fire god has blessed. This is the result of sacrifice. The prasad, which people is the ash which they smear on their forehead, represents the 3 vasanas, the gunas, the tamas, rajas and sattva, which is smeared on the forehead as a reminder. And people then visit the temple, which means it should be the objective of every human being to transcend these 3 gunas and enter God consciousness, which is represented when a person enters the temple. Now this is the ritual of yajna. Now we will see a story of Sibi Maharaj, which again represents yajna. Sibi, as we all know, was a great king known for his generosity, his valor and so on. Now Sibi, the gods once decided to test Sibi. So what they did is, Indra came in the form of eagle and Agni came in the form of dove. The dove came to Sibi and said, "O king, please save me. The eagle is after me to kill me." The eagle also came to Sibi and said, "O king, this dove is my prey. You cannot take away my prey from me." So King Sibi was caught in between. He did not know what to do. Then he found a middle way. He said, "Let me offer my flesh instead of the dove's flesh." So if you see in the scale which is shown, he is placing his flesh against the dove. And then he finds that his flesh is quite less. The dove is more heavier. Then slowly he starts cutting more parts of his body and offering it on the scale. What amount of flesh he offers is not enough. Finally, King Sibi decides to offer himself, and he goes and sits on the other scale himself. That was the ultimate thing that he could do. And once he did it, when he offered himself as sacrifice, the gods revealed themselves. Lord Indra and Lord Agni, they came to their original form and blessed the king. This is the story of Sibi Maharaj. Now, we have tried to represent the 4 important yajnas, which is explained in the Gita. In the 4th chapter of the Gita, they talk about 12 yajnas, out of which 4 are what we could relate easily to day-to-day life. The first one is Dravya Yajna. Dravya Yajna is one where a person offers food or any material wealth for the benefit of others. So here you see the picture of Annadanam being done. So Dravya Yajna is considered to be the first of the yajnas. This is followed by Tapo Yajna. Tapo Yajna is where one offers physical service. It is considered that physical service is better than material service. So when person offers his body or he serves others with his body, it is called Tapo Yajna. So when you go, for example, when you go and help a friend who is sick, or you are going for a blood donation camp, or any type of physical service, even the policeman, what he does, or a soldier, what he does for his country, is considered as Tapo Yajna. The third of the yajnas is the Yoga Yajna, which is higher than Tapo Yajna. Higher than physical service is mental, intellectual service. When knowledge of the scriptures is imparted, it is called Yoga Yajna. Now here you see Adi Shankara, who is teaching his disciples, giving knowledge of the self, scriptural knowledge, is Yoga Yajna, which is higher than Tapo Yajna. The last is the highest, which is Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna. Now, Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna is when one immerses himself into gaining the knowledge of the self. One who's attempting to gain Brahma Vidya. That is the highest form of sacrifice as told in the Gita. Now, one may wonder, how is it that gaining scriptural knowledge is the highest? Does it not look very selfish? Well, the Gita has a brilliant answer. It says that when a person does scriptural study himself, self-study, he is offering his own ignorance as an oblation, as an ahuti. And what kindles from the fire is knowledge of the self. So he gains wisdom. This way, Swadhyaya Jnana Yajna is the highest form of yajna which one could gain. Now friends, we all have to remember that all these yajnas are not mere theory. They have to be practiced in day-to-day life. Now, it has to be integrated in our lives constantly. You can see a phrase here which says, prayer is not a part-time pastime. Prayer is a full-time activity. 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 Prayer is a full- It is a full-time awareness of the one reality. Prayer is not a part-time pastime. It is a full-time awareness of the one reality. So this is represented by the person there sitting with the tampura, the musician. The tampura represents the shruti. Now we all know in music, the ragas may be different, the talas may be different, the songs may be different, but the shruti is always constant. So it should be within our lives, where there should be yajna going on all the time. Prayer should be a constant part of us. And this way, we will all see ourselves evolving. Thank you.